Hey people! Okay, let's do a little word magic today. I am still a beginner at live streaming, so if there's any hiccups. Okay, let's do a little word magic today. I am still a beginner at live streaming, so if there's any. Okay, I'm actually hoping you can hear me now. Yeah, oh, that's funny. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Word. We're going to do a little word magic today. I know I love that feedback. So I'm hoping I'm actually recording on this. I need to take a look at my other option here because I've got a great delay going on. Okay, so let's just do a Control D. And if you wanted to change your font dialog box, this is where you actually type in TIM Times New Roman and tab to your size and do 12 and enter. Okay, let's actually, I see someone watching, but boy, I don't know if the sound is coming through. Okay, so let's go ahead and just type the fox. Okay, let's say we want to actually insert a page number. That means we need to go to our header, and the fast way to do that is going to be Alt-V, think of view, and then H to header, and you automatically pop up to the header. I'm not using my talking software, so you can actually hear me instead of the talking software. So Alt-VH will immediately pop you up to your header. And then I want you to think insert. This is an older command, but I want you to do Alt-I-U. And if you do Alt-I, insert, and then U, the alignment is already right. And so when you hit enter on that, it will automatically go to the right and insert page number 1. And don't we love that? And that is MLA and APA format. Now, if you do a Control R, you also need to write your last name there if you're doing a paper. So you have your last name, and then you have your page number. And just a side note, if you ever want to get down to your footer, all you have to do is down arrow, and your talking software will immediately say footer. Let's go ahead and insert a page number there. So Control E is center, Alt-I, and then U. And instead of right, I'm going to hit C for center, and enter again. Now, this is not MLA or APA format to center it down in the footer. However, you will have teachers that want your page number down in your footer. So that's just a little side note so you know how to do that. And then you hit escape twice to get out of your page number. That's huge. So let's go ahead and set up our Control 2, which is double space. Control 1 is single space when you want to go back, and you're going to type your full name on it. You are going to type your teacher, and you are going to type your subject, and then you're going to Alt-ND. Alt-ND will take you to your date, and you actually go down 8 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you need the day first, then the full month, and then the year. So you're going to hit enter. And then you're going to hit enter again, and then you're going to Control E for your title, okay? If you wanted to bold or italicize, that's not APA or MLA format. However, there's a lot of teachers will want you to bold that or underline it. So let's just Control Shift left arrow to select that. Let's do a Control B to bold. Let's do a Control I to italicize and Control U to underline. Typically do not need that much font style, but hey, maybe you're taking a class and you want to do that. Let's add some color to that. That is also not MLA or APA, but now I'm going to show you how to do some fun formatting. So when you're in English class and you want to really mix this up, you can. So Control D to that font dialog box, and I want you to Alt-C to your color. And if you up arrow twice, you're going to come to your primary colors. If you down arrow into your theme colors, you have 10 columns of colors, but I want a primary color, so I'm going to up arrow twice, And for whatever reason, it always lands on green. I'm a purple girl, so I'm going to go ahead and left arrow to my purple font color and hit enter. Now to close this box quickly, I'm going to go ahead and tab off 3 times and hit enter. The reason why I'm tabbing off 3 times is because those other boxes were combo boxes, and if I was to hit enter on those actually open the options. Let's go ahead and hit enter again. We're going to insert a whole bunch of font. I want to Control L to left align again. I'm going to do the equal sign. I'm going to do RAND, R-A-N-D. I'm going to do left parent and right parent and enter. And it automatically inserts a whole bunch of text. And right now, if you're visual, you're going to see everything's italicized, bold, yeah, everything. So let's say you can't see your paper, and this is what I always tell my students. I want you to select your whole document at the end of this. So I'm going to Control A, because well, we're humans, we make a lot of mistakes. You know, whether you're blind or sighted, you're going to accidentally goof on this. And let's say you want to go ahead and change everything correctly. So you're going to select everything with Control A and then Control D, and you want to make sure you are in Times New Roman 12. So of course my font is Times New Roman and 12. And then you're going to go to your color, Alt-C again, and automatic is A. So just hit A for automatic for black. Once again, you're going to tab off 3 times, hit enter and close. Then you're going to go ahead and do a Control U to stop your underline, but I'm going to already tell you when you do Control U, first it's going to underline everything. So you want to do Control U again. You want to do Control I to stop italicize, but remember we didn't italicize the very top, so it italicized everything first, so you're going to have to do it again and it turns it off. Now once again we're going to do Control B and it's going to bold what wasn't bolded, and then it's going to unbold it. So you're going to do Control B, which is going to bold what was not bold, Control B, and it gets rid of everything. Now if you're using talking software, I always want you to insert F. And that's actually going to tell you everything about what's going on in this page. It's going to tell you double space, it's going to tell you Times New Roman, size 12. It depends on the talking software and what updates. Sometimes the colors actually read correctly. If you do an insert and the 5 right above your QWERTY keys, it'll actually say black on white. Sometimes the updates will challenge that. And it may say black on black and it doesn't quite understand what it wants, but you don't have to worry about that if you really know your paper. I want to go ahead and Control Home to get back to the top because we need to indent those paragraphs. Now if you Control down arrow, that is going to jump you 1 paragraph at a time. So I'm at the start of my paragraph, I'm going to tab, and the default on all computers is a 1/2 inch, and that is MLA and APA format, so that's what I want you to do. I want you to Control down arrow because we did remember that equals RAND, left parent, right parent, and it automatically stuck in a whole bunch of paragraphs. So we're going to tab again, Control down arrow, and we're going to tab again, Control down arrow, tab again, Control down arrow, tab again, Control down arrow, and we're at the very, very bottom of your page. So that is just a nice, quick way to actually know how to write papers. When you do that Control D, I know low vision people like different font as they age, and they don't have to do formal paper writing, but if you're in school, it needs to be Times New Roman, 12, and in black. So now let's go back to some fancy formatting. Let's say you are in English class and you really want to have fun with this. So let's change that page color. We are going to go to your Design tab, which happens to be Alt-G. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, so some of these you're just going to have to memorize. So I want you to Alt-G, and you're actually going to go PC. That actually makes sense. Page color, and our page border is going to be PB. So we're going to go to PB next, but we're going to do PC first. And once again, you have this 10 columns of theme colors. You can go to your theme colors. Your talking software will read it. Or you can go to your basically your primary colors, what I call them. It is up arrow more times. You've got, when you up arrow, you're going to hear fill effects. They're really cool fill effects. More colors, those are really cool too, but I'm already going to tell you, those do not talk to you. So I always teach my kids, use your primary colors. Now if you're low vision or you have sight, you can immediately see the color on your page. I have jumped into my primary, and I of course can right arrow, and I can see the colors change on my page, and they are very beautiful. Wowza. If I change to a darker color, what's nice is it changes the font to white, which is really nice. But once again, you can Control D and you can change your font color also. Wow, I like that gold. That is really bright though. Woo, yellow is really bright also. But I'm already going to tell you, kids love those really bright colors. So I think I'm going to choose, yeah, I'm going to go back to that gold. I do like that gold. So I'm going to hit enter on gold. And now I have a gold page. Well, let's say I want to put a really cool border around that, because these page borders are really nice. Once again, you're going to do Alt G and you're going to do PB for your page. Now, as soon as your page border opens, I'm going to tell you, you have 3 tabs. You have borders, page border, and shading. I want to do a page border. If you Control Tab to your borders, that you can put a border just around a paragraph or 2 paragraphs or a picture or whatever. So no, you have lots of options there. Today I'm just going to stick to a nice and simple page border. I want to go ahead and go down to a box. So I'm just going to make a square around that. Now if you tab over, you have a lot of different styles. You can do lines, dashes, and dots, but I'm actually going to go down to my art. And when I show students this, they just absolutely love it. But quickly, before I get to the Alt R, which is art, I'm going to tab through. Tab, you're going to go to color. So if you do choose a line, you can actually change the color on it. And then my low vision kids actually want to see the line. So if you tab, you're actually going to go to width, and you can actually go to 6 point or whatever point you want to thicken that up so you can actually see it if you are low vision. If you're sighted, you can pick whatever you want. But I want to go down to art because this is what the students just really, really love. And you've got apples and cupcakes and cakes. This list box is extensive. It is just so huge. I know I'm thinking cake is a really good one. Ooh, candy corn. You know, I think candy corn is going to look really cool with my gold background because candy corn is gold and yellow, different font colors. So I'm going to hit enter on that, and then I'm going to go ahead and tab around to all my different options. Now, when I know that when I tab around, it's actually going to say, do you want your top? Do you want your bottom, left, and right? Well, I already know I want every single one of them, so I'm not going to unselect that. So if you tab, just know you've got 4 more options on that. But I want to go ahead and do Alt L, which is going to say apply to. And I'm going to do Alt L, and it will actually ask me, do I want to do whole document, this section, first page, or except first page. So you've got a lot of options there also. I'm just going to do whole document. And you can go to your options, but I'm just going to say whole document and hit enter on that, and then I've got candy corn around my whole page. Now, if you're low vision and you actually want to see everything, I've got this enlarged to 150, so you can actually see it easily. But I can do Alt VZ, and I'm ready to tell you that Alt VZ is a huge option for my low vision kids. And they can do Alt E. It will go up to 500, so I'm going to type in 500 just so you can see if you're a low vision person. This is the option that you want to choose, because if you type in 24 font or 64 font or whatever, it will not fit on a page. This is a way to get all your font to fit on a page and still see what you want to do. So I can up arrow, I can hit my end key, and I can see every aspect of my page, which is really, really nice. So that gives a low vision person an option. But I'm going to do Alt VZ. And if you actually want to see the whole page to make sure the whole border is around there and you don't need to read it, so hit 7 for 75%. 1 is 100%, 2 is 200%, but I'm going to hit 7. So visually it immediately puts the whole page into focus, and you can see the candy corn around the whole thing. You can actually very quickly check to see if it is in the correct format. Now your header is going to have candy corn over top of it because that's where your header is. You cannot access your header unless you do Alt VH. Just like if you're in your header, you cannot access your page until you hit escape out of it. But it gives a quick visual, just a heads up on how this piece of paper is looking. I like mine is 150%. So I'm going to Alt VZ, and I'm going to go ahead and hit, actually I'm going to hit 1 for 100% just so you can see how quick it is to bounce right back to your page. Okay, I'm going to Alt Tab quickly to my website and see if there's any quick questions right here. There are not, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going through this. Okay, So at that, I'm going to go ahead and stop my streaming. I hope you enjoyed that aspect and you know what to do.